Copy code red, shots fired.
We have an active shooter. We have an active shooter inside the
Starbucks! Inside the Starbucks, we have an active shooter. Shots fired, episode 16. It was a good guy with a gun this time.
Yes, I am your barista, FDE. Hello, welcome to Starbucks.
Fat Dark Earth now working at Starbucks.
Yep.
Starbucks in 2013 said, the CEO said, we're not banning guns.
Just don't bring them
Just
in.
don't bring them in.
Just
leave them outside. We don't want to ban them because banning is bad. We believe in the rights of our coffee drinkers, but don't bring your guns into Starbucks because the main reason we hire a bunch of gender-confused millennials and we don't want them to have to ask you to take your gun back outside because you're probably, you might hurt them.
You might pistol whip them with it.
Right. So what happened in Utah near Salt Lake City just about a week ago?
Yeah.
We're just getting enough of the facts together about what happened for Shots Fired podcast number 16.
16.
In or near Salt Lake City, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
A crazy guy at 6 a.m. Can you believe that?
The term is transient.
Transient. Well,
Transient.
they said he had mental problems.
So he's a crazy transient.
So he's a crazy transient, or AKA homeless person.
Homeless dude.
He went to 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess at 7-Eleven, they said something like, get away from my Slurpee machine. And he didn't listen, and they were freaking out, so they hit their panic button, right? And he makes it out into the parking lot at the 7-Eleven, and the Popo shows up.
Yeah.
The police get there first.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the part of this story that didn't get out right away. The story is, let me summarize it for you, folks. Crazy guy goes into Starbucks, starts assaulting a female barista, punching her in the face, knocking her on the ground, kicking her in the head,
You just
punching her in
assumed
the
your
neck.
gender.
What the fuck ever. Grabbed a metal basket, starts bashing her in the head with it, right? And then he gets done doing all that shit, and he goes out and he charges at some old FUD at the Starbucks who pulls out a gun and pops him once in the stomach or the chest, right? And then he decides, okay, so I might be crazy, but I'm not stupid. I'm not fucking with this old guy. So I'm going to go out in the parking lot. And that's where the cops were at. Because he literally ran from the cops at 7-Eleven and ran into Starbucks, beat a woman, kicked her in the head, knocked her down, got shot in the Starbucks, ran back outside, and the cops are like, oh, you're still here? And that's when he got unruly with them, and they tased him.
Yeah.
Or they attempted to.
Which didn't work. Another time of a taser not fucking operating correctly.
And why didn't it work?
Because he was wearing too much clothes.
Because he was wearing thick clothing.
Yeah.
So flannel shirts are technically level 3 taser armor. If you're one of these don't tase me bro guys, long sleeve thermal t-shirt and a fucking flannel, and you are effectively just unstoppable.
Do you think that's why Dino Death always wears flannel shirts?
That might be why Dino Goldberg wears the flannel shirts, because he knows he's getting tased by the Troy PD all the time.
I thought he was getting ready for Cholo Fit, but apparently he's like, no, don't fucking tase me, bro.
So the taser doesn't work on him, and somehow they get him under control, and then they're like, oh, look, he's got a bullet hole in him.
Yeah.
How the fuck does this shit happen? I mean, the only reason you know this story is true is because it's so fucking far out there.
Yeah.
And that's how this shit always happens.
Yeah.
Right? The guy, the cops make contact with the guy who's already shown to be crazy and causing a scene. But yet the cops, in this case, fail to detain him.
Yeah, get out of here, crazy Bill.
Get out of here, crazy Bill. Go into the Starbucks. And then the cops are still there while he's beating the woman in the Starbucks. Yeah. Why did the police? Here comes question number one from the podcast. There's a lot of questions here. Why did the police, and if you guys know any of these cops, why did the Popo not chase the man into the Starbucks? You know he's not going in to order the mocha latte.
Maybe.
I mean, he was trying to order a Slurpee at 7-Eleven. Why? But why is he going in there? Why didn't you stop him? Why didn't you pursue him?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
maybe it was like maybe there was a time difference, you know, like they screwed with him, and then an hour later he's like, okay.
Well, the cops were evidently still there.
Yeah.
I mean, all the reports that we're seeing, and we're not actually privy to the actual police report, but we're privy to all the news media reports, and take each one with a grain of salt, put them all together, and you can see the things that appear to be clear are that the cops made contact with the suspect after the panic alarm at the 7-Eleven was pushed in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
He fled the police into the Starbucks, beat this woman mercilessly for however long a period of time, enough to hit her in the head, the neck, the face, kick her, stomp her, hit her with a basket. Okay,
He hit her with a basket?
He hit her with a metal basket. Like
Fucking
he was
foreign
straight
object,
straight
bro.
WWE on this bitch, like right. And meanwhile, everybody in the Starbucks is like, I'm still waiting for my espresso. Mm-hmm. Right? They're just watching this guy beat this woman.
Nobody had a fucking camera phone.
Nobody had a camera
weird.
phone. Well, you know, the millennials might be a little fearful to actually use their phone when violence is going on.
Not on WorldStar.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think this was that kind of neighborhood. So
There's a 7-Eleven across the street from a Starbucks, bro.
So the cops are outside. This guy's beating this woman in the Starbucks. And the cops are just outside. Maybe they were getting some free donuts.
Maybe they're getting donuts
free
at
coffee,
7-Eleven.
whatever. I'm an ex-cop, so y'all want to fucking hate on me for saying that. I used to love Quick Trip's free coffee, free soda, and free donuts. I fucking lived on that shit.
I grew up in the hood. I watched those motherfuckers get free coffee and free soda.
So maybe they went in the 7-Eleven. Maybe they weren't actually in the parking lot. But meanwhile, either way, he fled them, and they let him flee.
Yeah. Bye.
So he fled into the Starbucks, assaulted a woman.
Yeah.
Here comes the next question. Question number 2.
Ooh, can I ask this one?
Yes.
Why the fuck did the FUD watch him beat the shit out of the woman and then wait for him to, like, come towards him before he shot him?
Right. I mean, that's the question here. So, crazy guy comes into Starbucks, jumps over the counter, knocks Fudd out of the way, starts beating the shit out of a woman.
Yeah.
Fudd's like, fuck this, I ain't getting involved in this.
Yeah.
Crazy guy gets done beating the woman, jumps back over the counter, and the woman did say later she thought he was going to kill her.
Yeah.
Okay. So, jumps back over the counter, charges at said Fudd. Said Fudd pulls pistol and goes, bang! Shoots guy one time in chest.
Yeah.
Brings me to question number 3.
Was it in 1911 because it only jammed on the first round?
That could be it, because question number 3 is, if someone is worth shooting, they're worth shooting twice.
Yeah.
Right? We don't ever just shoot somebody once. Bang! Oh, let's see what's going to happen now.
Just fucking with you.
Yeah, just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, the cops got it. He's outside. Cops got it.
Must have been a 380.
You fucking put him down. You don't shoot him one fucking time.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
So maybe it was a 1911 and it jammed.
Yeah.
That is a plausible excuse
could've been
for
a
the
six.
kind of man that we're talking about. So immediately the CCW community goes, he's a hero. Good guy with a gun. Good guy with a gun stops man from beating woman at Starbucks.
No, he doesn't.
The place where you're not supposed to have a gun at.
No, he doesn't. Not at
Yeah,
all.
no, it didn't go down that way.
He's an asshole.
He's a coward that let a woman get beat up and then shot the crazy guy for coming at him. The crazy unarmed man that just beat a woman with a basket gets shot. And I just think so many wrong things happened here.
I can hear our fans having fucking little micro seizures right now.
Oh,
They're
I'm
like,
sure of it.
Oh my god, did you hear the tactical shit said that the guy that shot the guy was an asshole? Oh my god, I'm not giving them my business.
Get out of here, you fucking poor. Anyway.
Oh my god, I can't buy an L can at $3,000. It's too much. I'll buy an ACOG.
Cock, you're fucking poor. Shut up.
We sell ACOGs and L cans.
I know.
Yeah. But we typically don't sell to FUDs. So
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
I don't think we do.
I don't know anymore.
I don't think we do.
We
don't think we
Yeah,
do.
we don't sell enough like big rifle scopes or 1911 parts.
Right, 1911 parts, something we don't have.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we do actually.
We do?
Yeah, I found one time on our website and I deleted it because I was like, get out of here with this. I was like, We're not shipping that anymore. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, guys, we are just fucking with you because we love our FUDs and we love our 1911 guys.
Or do we?
We do love to break your balls. But the fact here is that, again, the CCW community got all excited. They're like, oh, good guy with a gun story. And sure, it is. It is. Good guy with a gun, used gun legally to defend himself, stood his ground.
And did say, I feared bodily harm.
He feared bodily harm, stood his ground, wasn't charged. His name's not in the media, which is another reason why we're totally cool with giving you our opinion of him, because we wouldn't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
No.
But the fact is, the question is this, and I want to hear your opinion of this in the comments below, whether you're on Full 30, Tactical Shit TV, YouTube, or listening to us on any of the podcast channels, including iTunes, Google Play, Libsyn, SoundCloud, and all that shit.
Yep.
Wherever you're at, if you have the ability to comment on Facebook, Instagram, if you're watching the shorty, whatever. If you're there and you have the ability to comment, was this guy, based on the information we know, was he a hero or was he a zero? You know, was he a coward?
Yeah.
That's the word I was going for. Was he a coward that allowed someone else to be hurt, but then when the violence turned at him, he took action? Or was he a hero that just maybe it took him a minute to get his gun out of his pants?
Yeah.
You know, or something like
Maybe
that.
he had one of those deep concealment holes.
Here's the big question.
Yeah.
And this is something that our fans are going to say, right? What is the law in Utah? That rhymes. What is the law in Utah as far as defending others with your CCW?
Yeah, and that's good. I mean, you're reading my mind on there, because I was going to bring up, you know, I'm totally fucking around, but I will defend him and say, you know, maybe the law in Utah says it's not really defending for other people. I mean, maybe he wasn't sure. Maybe he wasn't well educated. Maybe it did take him a while to decide, hey, it's today that I want to bust a cap on a motherfucker. Which, I mean, for a normal guy, and they said he was an elderly man. He was very meek. He apparently came in that Starbucks all the time, so he was a regular. You know, maybe he just didn't know if today was going to be the day that he had to use his AK or 380 or whatever the hell he was shooting.
380.
380.
You know, 380s are almost as effective as tasers.
Really?
Yeah.
You have some personal knowledge of 380 body armor, don't you?
Yeah, you know how that thermal shirt and the flannel will actually make this kind of level 3, you know, taser armor. It if you step that up to leather, you can pretty much survive a 380 shot. Now, I'm not talking about modern self-defense 380 ammo. That
I don't know if we want to test.
Yeah,
this.
I don't think so.
Don't tell people this.
No, when I was a cop, I worked 2 separate scenes, 2 separate cases where guys were shot with 380s and didn't know it. One guy was wearing a leather jacket, and the leather jacket slowed down the 380 so much that even though he was shot in the chest, it was a very shallow penetration, and it was just seeping blood. You know, he didn't. Yeah, that's what
penetration.
That's what she said.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but anyway, leather jacket slowed down the round so much that it didn't do any kind of life-threatening wound to this guy, even shot in the chest. And the other guy, he was shot in the foot, and he didn't even know he was shot in the foot, and he was wearing a regular boot, a leather boot. Yeah. Now, this is circa 1995. Ghetto ammunition, you know, not your modern stuff. Yeah. But I would not in any way recommend a woman, a man, or a child betting their life on a 380.
I'd bet my backup gun on a 380.
Yeah, I'd bet my backup gun on a 380 because a stapler won't fit in my fucking pocket.
Yeah. I can't fit, you know, a stapler in my purse.
Yeah. Now, 380s are garbage, hot garbage. Don't fucking carry one. Carry at least a 9mm or I will make fun of you.
If you watch YouTube guys that go on and on about 380s and bursts of thunders, go ahead and hit that like button right now.
Holy shit. I'm reading the Utah gun law thing here.
Yeah.
This is UtahCarryLaws.com.
Well,
I'm scanning through.
Also, you got to remember, Salt Lake City is like its own little thing, too.
Yeah, but this is an actual line from UtahCarry.com. Just because you whack a 4-year-old stealing your kid's tricycle. Under this new law, barring any constitutional challenge, you can't be sued. However, killing someone over a trike is murder. you will be prosecuted. Furthermore, just because the civil liability immunity statute protects you from civil lawsuits doesn't mean that a court can force you to pay the full restitution. That's kind of funny that they would use whacking a 4-year-old over a tricycle as an example of what you can or can't do in Utah.
Little Jimmy, I see you stolen a tricycle. I need to whack you now. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so
Don't whack 4-year-olds. Get you in jail.
I don't have the data. I don't have the data. The website's garbage, just like a 380. So I don't know. Fans answer the question.
Yeah.
We
have fans in Utah.
Can you defend can you defend others with lethal force in Utah? Would this guy have been cleared hot, to shoot the bad guy that was beating the woman mercilessly?
Yeah.
Or would that have been murder, and therefore he was in the legal right?
Yeah.
Personally,
Do you think they would have prosecuted if he did step in, though?
I don't know. Would they have? I mean, Utah, in California, they would.
Like there's a whole bunch of great. Like, how bad was he beating her? Like, was she gonna die? Like,
Right.
did he have a baseball bat?
She said she thought he was gonna buy it. No, he had a basket.
No, I'm saying
the basket they put the pastries in.
Yeah.
it was
No,
one of
I'm saying if he's going all like Walking Dead on this chick with a baseball bat, and I shoot a guy from across the room. Is it really murder? Are they really going to push it, or are they going to say?
Well, that's the thing. You have case law. You have law and how it's interpreted.
Yeah.
And that's what you're supposed to follow, right? Because then if you don't follow that, you run the risk of ending up in Pound Town, right?
Not where I want to go.
No. But then there's also judges and juries and whatnot that
Extenuating
and prosecuting
circumstances,
attorneys that decide whether or not the extenuating circumstances, should you be charged, that sort of thing. So anyway, Utah listeners, we know we have a lot of them. Utah, the home of Black Rifle Coffee. Now they're in Texas, but that's where they got their start. A lot of gun folks in Utah.
Oh, yeah.
What is the law for defending others in Utah? Let's educate, and we'll bring the answers in our next podcast. Right now, I'd like to.
Right meow.
Right meow.
Okay.
Right meow. I'd like to do an unboxing.
What do you want to unbox?
Well, I want to unbox this thing right here.
Do you want to do your unboxing first? You want to talk about your little thing over there?
What little thing? This thing?
Yeah.
This gold AK? Mm-hmm. Well, this gold AK was a shiny gold AK just the other day, right?
Yeah.
Because the shiny gold AK was, this was part of our AK match. We had the Red October. Ostfront, Eastern Front, Red October, Ostfront.
Okay, hold on. We need to talk real quick.
Okay.
All right. So
you're gonna give me Russian lessons?
No.
Because I suck at it.
You posted a video on your Instagram, and there were a lot of comments about your Russian accent.
Yeah.
We need to work with it off camera. I
Right.
need to let you watch some movies so you can do proper Russian accent, not whatever you were doing. Because you turned to like the chef there, the Swedish. You were like, I was like, God, how am I supposed to make this look good? And I was like, fuck it, I'm posting it anyway.
Yeah. How am I going to make this look good?
I'm sorry.
Let's make fun of the boss on a fucking podcast. Is this thing loaded?
I don't know. You gotta show everybody on the camera that it's not loaded, or else they get real upset when you point it at me.
Nothing in the magazine. I'm not going to point it at you.
Because it's in the chamber now.
And nothing in there, right? Boom.
Wow, you got a last round hold open on that?
Yeah, I'm not sure how. This is an Arsenal AK-74 chrome line barrel, one of the Century guns, I guess.
Yeah. It's a sweet fucking AK.
Yeah, it runs like a fucking typewriter.
Yeah, it does.
We for the AK match, the Ostfront, the Ostfront match, we painted this thing gold. Actually, Red, White, and Ben painted it. He is a master of rattle can. And we painted it in shiny gold, and it looked beautiful for the first match. Day 2, I think it started to get pretty beat up. I don't know if you can see that right there. We've got some. It's basically rattle can battle worn now, because as this thing heated up and as it rubbed on things from kit to your hands on the lever and the heat of the barrel. If you look at the barrel's actually discolored now, and the heat, you can see the paint is all boiled.
Yeah.
The muzzle brake's all boiled and crispy looking. She's definitely sexy, but this gun's about to undertake. I loved it in gold.
Yeah.
I used the purple Zukov Magpul furniture,
Which looks brown to me still. To this day, it looks brown.
that's purple. Plum, actually. They call it plum.
I don't see it.
Plum Furniture, and I was going to do the Adidas stripes on the magazines.
You should have. You
Well,
would have won Gopnik class because the guy that won had a white AK with the Adidas straps on it.
What did he win? I won the overall. Didn't anybody tell you that?
No, you won the overall. He won best dressed.
Yeah, I won. Best dressed is what I
dressed.
didn't win,
Yeah.
but I won the match.
Yes, you won the match, but you weren't the best dressed.
Correct.
You can't.
Correct. I just wanted to make sure we were
Yeah,
clarifying.
he won the
that.
match. He won everything.
I know nobody asked if I won the match,
He's
but I
so
thought,
much better than I am.
you know, I know we haven't talked about that.
He doesn't
but,
shoot AKs all the time, and he just comes in, ruins my world.
But yeah, so we did this for the match, and I have decided to keep this gun gold, but we're going to go a different route with it.
You're gonna actually plate it.
Well, we are going to disassemble this entire gun. We're going to sandblast the living shit out of it to get all this rattle can gold off and all the other layers. This thing was probably painted black 5 times
Probably
before.
just dip that thing in gasoline; it'll come off.
Yeah, so we're going to clean this thing up over the next couple months, and then we're going to look at what are the best solutions to make this really gold.
Plating.
Well, I mean, we could do 24 karat gold plating, but what's that going to cost? You know, I mean, is it going to cost, $12,000?
Can we get Saddam?
I don't think.
Oh,
we'll,
he's dead. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go that far.
Wait,
but,
I know a guy in Saudi Arabia. I can ask him. He probably knows exactly how to
yeah.
plate an AK.
So either way, we're going to make this thing look just like the real thing.
Yeah.
As far as the
well,
gold.
it's going to be the real thing.
Yeah. Well, if we use real 24 karat gold plating, absolutely.
Yeah.
But then we're going to look at other solutions.
Yeah.
We've even talked about rattle canning it and then putting a clear Cerakote over the top.
Yeah.
Or
Or just gold Cerakote. I wonder if that.
Well, we looked at gold Cerakote and it doesn't get shiny.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they thought it was the same weekend, but it doesn't. And so we're going to need to find a solution so that next year, because and here's an announcement, folks. The AK match in Utah was a huge hit again, over 330 shooters out there.
Yeah.
The AK match here in St. Louis, unfortunately, was scheduled on the same weekend, which will not happen next year.
Yes.
Next year, Brian, out at the AK Red October match, has already announced it's the last weekend of October.
Okay.
I was contacted by Lan out at Dissident Arms, the guys that build the Vepers.
I don't have that kind of money.
And
but
now,
yes,
and now
I'm familiar.
they're getting into AK race guns, right?
What?
Well, it's a thing.
What?
AK race guns.
How do I not know about this? I shoot only AKs.
Well, they now make Dissident Arms makes AK race guns. They're pretty fucking sick.
You're gonna hook a brother up.
Oh,
right?
I'll try. They actually, they'll give you a shoot 20%. I think is what they'll do.
Oh, that's
yeah.
a nice one.
Yeah, so it'll only be like
it'll be like
$2,500.
Yeah. Oh.
So Dissident Arms called me up. Land called me up, and they sponsor me with the Vepr, and he said, "Look, I enjoyed the AK match in Utah so much, and we loved watching the videos from the AK match in St. Louis. We want to put together a points series for 2019, and so there is going to be 3 matches." There's going to be a match in Texas.
And you're flying me to all of them.
Probably.
To shoot, not to videotape.
Both. Yeah. So there's going to be 3 matches. There's going to be an AK match in early April. There's going to be an AK match sometime in the middle of the year. That's going to be ours. So our Red October Ostfront is going to become something else. It'll and then Red October is going to stay in October, and it's going to be 3 matches, and the pros are hopefully going to come to all 3 of them because you're going to qualify for the points series. You have to shoot all 3.
Oh, that's going to be so cool.
And so we'll be bringing pros into St. Louis, the pros down to Texas. It's huge for St. Louis.
Yeah.
Huge for this.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to be talking to Dragonfly Haley.
Oh,
yeah. Travis.
Also, name that I like, but
Travis
I don't know
Haley.
as well.
Bart is still going to do our match.
Okay. Bart does a great match.
Yeah, Bart does a great match.
This was probably the best Red October, though.
Yeah,
I do have to say.
Yeah, it was really good. But no, we're gonna try to bring out Travis Haley the week before the AK match here in St. Louis to teach an AK class out at Sparta.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll bring my vodka.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty cool. Travis, if you're listening, we talked about that. I'm going to be following up with you really soon.
Travis is listening. He's like, what?
Yeah, who's this TJ guy?
What is it?
The fuck?
Is he friends with that fat kid that shot my little AK?
All right, so yeah, the AK, that's a project. It's going to be shiny and gold. We just got to figure out how to make it happen without spending $20,000. We do have an unboxing to do.
Yeah. All right. I tell you what, man. Before we get to the unboxing,
I'm by myself over here.
I see double. Before we get to the unboxing and all that other fun stuff that you're going to show out, let's thank our sponsors.
Our sponsors.
Our sponsor.
I like our sponsors. We got a couple, but
We got a couple.
like
Our
first
main
of all,
one.
when I do my unboxing, I'm going to use my SOG knife
We're not talking about
that I got from TacPack.
We're not talking about the
TacPack's a
unboxing.
sponsor. Is that who we're talking about?
No, we're not talking about them.
No?
We're talking about the thing that's going to keep your gun safe when you're not around.
Oh, the gun lock for when you're babysitting retards like I do every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do that?
I do.
Is
do.
that an after work
No, I
program,
use
or-
my Zor gun lock all the time around here because you guys cannot be trusted with loaded weapons. You know, no matter how much Daddy has taught you about safety,
Oh, boy.
I do not trust you with a loaded firearm.
Yeah, that's why.
And therefore, in those rare instances when children just can't fucking comprehend safety
No
or
touchy.
can't be trusted, i.e., all teenagers, by the way. All teenagers. Don't fucking trust them. Don't. I tried. Anyway, Zor gun locks, the Israelis, they, those guys, they don't believe in carrying one in the chamber.
Right.
But they do believe in being able to get their gun hot quick and address a threat because they're always under threat.
Yeah.
Right. And so a couple guys over there invented the Zor gun lock, which is a caliber-specific electronic device that is a simple battery-operated manual device that will lock your gun with a loaded magazine in it so that you don't have to put it away in a safe. You don't have to lock it in a vault. And you can have a gun that can't necessarily hurt a child or, said retards, whatever. But you can still get to it and make it useful to you within seconds.
Under time of duress.
Yeah, nothing's under a time of duress. So I've got my Agency Glock 19.
Right.
I've loaded this magazine right now with dummy rounds. They have no primers in them. Don't have anything in there. Okay, nothing's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide lock back. I'm going to put in the Zor gun lock. It goes into the chamber. It's got a back end on it that looks kind of like a casing. And the extractor, when I let the slide forward, the extractor grabs on to that casing just like it would a bullet, but it goes halfway into the barrel. Then what I do is I put in my code. Now, to make it simple, I did 4, 2, 3. Easy to remember.
Yeah.
Even though this is like the 5th take of this
think.
video.
Yeah.
Because I keep forgetting the code.
They don't know.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Green means go, and I can lock it. Now it's locked.
Yeah.
Right?
And you can go past the last number.
Yes, you
So
can just keep
roll
going.
that
Roll
bitch.
right past that last number,
Yep.
and you're not going to be screwed up.
Yeah.
So this is meant to be stored with the mag in.
Right.
Because now the slide is out of battery.
Right.
It can't fire. The trigger's dead. Nothing can be in the chamber because the Zor's in there. And no matter how strong I am, I can't get that loose.
Right.
Okay? But if the boogeyman comes into the house, all I need to do is pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Green light. And now I have a chambered hot pistol.
Right.
Drop the mag out. Drop that out on the table. And that is how the Zor gun lock works.
Right.
$99.99 shipped from Miami. And I believe they even give you free shipping if you follow the link in the podcast description.
Right.
So I highly recommend the Zor gun lock as a solution for the following circumstances. If you have small children or teenagers that really can't be trusted, let's talk about that for a second. When I was a teenager, I used to break in my dad's gun cabinet with a butter knife. I did.
That's a really shitty gun cabinet.
It was a really shitty gun cabinet. It was an old wood fancy gun cabinet.
Definitely
and it
wasn't a Vault-Tec safe.
It wasn't a Vault-Tec safe, and he didn't have Zor gun locks. And the reason... And so my teenage dumbass, I would use the butter knife to turn the lock, and I'd be able to get the drawer open. And in the drawer was 45 and a 9mm and some old ass pistols. And I then carried said pistols and did things with said pistols that young teenage boys probably shouldn't have done, right? Why do you have such a look on your face? Because I'm making this admission on a podcast?
Because you're making this admission on a podcast.
Dude, statute of limitations are way gone. I'm 44
Not an
years
RGO.
old.
Not an RGO.
No, I was not an RGO at 14 years old.
No.
No, I wasn't. But I was an extremely trustworthy young man, and I was well schooled in the art of firearm safety. But because at some point I needed that pistol, I was able to get it, and I was able to carry it with bullets in it. If my father had a Zor gun lock on it, shit wouldn't have happened.
You'd have been fucked.
Right? Or if he at least had it in a safe that I didn't have access to, like a Vault-Tec or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, little admissions from TJ from my teenage years. Don't trust teenagers. So, teenagers and/or because they just make dumb decisions. Mm-hmm. So the Zor gun lock's good for that case. It gives you the ability to keep your gun hot, laying on your dresser in your bedroom, and you don't have to worry about it if your teenage friends come over. You know, do you leave a Glock 19 loaded laying on the dresser when your son's friends are over or your daughter's boyfriend's over or whatever? That would not be an RGO. Nope. So using this little device in those situations would give you peace of mind. Yeah. And it would also just be a better thing to do. Yeah. The second time I would use this, and I highly recommend this, is when I'm carrying the gun in the car. And I have to get out of the car at a place where I have to leave the gun in the car. Mm-hmm. Ball games, where there's metal detectors and you can't carry the gun in because they do not give a fuck about your Second Amendment right. Right. Airports, you leave the gun in the car at the airport. I don't recommend that, but if you do it, I highly recommend putting a Zor on it because your glove box is plastic. And just like we saw a couple weeks ago in Kansas City, a gun was stolen out of a car. And that same gun, the police officer that took the report about the stolen gun was killed with that gun 4 hours later. Yep. Had it had one of these doohickeys on it, maybe that cop would still be alive today. Right. So, Zor Gun Locks, thank you for sponsoring Tactical Shit and the Shots Fired podcast. You can get one with free shipping, $99.99. Link up there, down there, whatever. Now, let's talk about an unboxing. Huh?
Unboxing.
I have been waiting to unbox this. Can you get on that camera, maybe man it?
Yeah.
So this looks good?
Are you going to be over there?
I don't know. Where you want me to be?
Right there.
Okay. So for you folks at home listening to the podcast, I have a friend on Instagram, guy that follows my Sig_Glockencold page. His name's Brian Woodard. And Brian is, it says right here, he's the motherfucker in charge at Asylum Cutting, which is a pro-Second Amendment company that cuts metal. Asylum Cutting. An asylum, like where Fat Dark Earth should be. Asylum Cutting. So he made this for me. I told him that he actually messaged me a couple weeks ago and said, hey, have you opened, what do you think? He's all excited, And I'm like, man, I haven't opened it yet. He's like, why not? I said, because I want to do you right. You spent this time making this thing. I want to actually be able to do it during a show so that you guys can capture my expression and we can actually see the level of the talent that's in the work, because I've seen some of his work at Asylum Cutting. I know if they're as talented as they are at the packaging, we should be pretty impressed. Again, I'm using my SOG knife that I got from Tac Pack to rip through this cardboard. And inside here, we've got a steel, probably water jet cut or laser cut of some kind, wall hanging for my office. And I'm just cutting through all the packing material. There's quite a bit of it. Because this is a podcast, I got to do the theater of the mind. Here's an Asylum Cutting sticker. I'm knocking things over. I haven't seen it yet because it's still laying face down and it's got foam all around it. I just poked myself with the SOG knife, so I'm probably bleeding. Are you anticipating this as I am, Fat Dark Earth? right, here we go. Oh, wow. Look at that. How's that look on camera? Does it look as good on camera as it does in real life? Not even close?
Not even close. I mean, you can tell the colors, but you can't tell how shiny that thing is.
Wow. Absolutely beautiful from Asylum Cutting. It's a battle-worn American flag with a We the People in the constitutional font cut out in the middle of the flag with just amazing artwork. Thank you, Asylum Cutting, for that. That'll be going on the wall in my office. And I'm sure you will see it in many pictures and videos that we do in the coming weeks and months. So, anyway, that should be the end of today's podcast about Starbucks, right?
Starbucks and tasers suck.
Tasers suck, 380s suck.
We can't remember numbers.
Utah, should you shoot the guy to protect the woman or just shoot the guy to protect yourself?
Don't forget, we need comments on that from our Utah listeners. We don't
I have no doubt that we will
can't
get
figure
some.
it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll get some hate.
Yeah. We'll get hate, we'll get love, we'll get it all.
Where's the best place to chrome your AK 74? Well,
I don't want to chrome it. I want to gold.
gold
I
it.
want to gold it. Yeah, I did name this gun. You know what it is?
Stephen?
Goldilocks.
That's not a good name.
That's Goldilocks, the AK-74. What?
I mean, we can't do a Russian name like Zora,
Like,
Sophia,
can't you say Goldilocks in a Russian accent?
Goldilocks,
See, it works. Say it again.
Goldilocks,
Say it again.
Goldilocks,
You got to get more spit in there. Goldilocks.
Goldilocks.
Yes. Ah, there you go. Now you got the Sean Connery coming out, you know. Yeah, like Red October, the movie, Sean Connery, huh?
Red October standing by.
All right, so stay tuned for the next episode, whatever, 17. We don't even know what it's going to be
This is
about
16,
yet,
next one's
because
17.
we only do these podcasts when one of you go out and shoot somebody.
Jesus fucking Christ. No, we don't. We don't. We do these podcasts when something happens and we're like, hey, did you see this shit? I'm like, no, let me show you this video. This thing's fucking crazy.
Oh, my God.
We don't do it when you guys shoot people.
No, we're totally fucking kidding. Don't do that.
Don't make the podcast happen.
Do that. Be an RGO. What's an RGO?
Responsible gun owner.
Responsible gun owner, right? Follow the laws in your state. Carry everywhere.
Carry often.
Carry every day. And listen to this podcast when you can.
We're out.
See ya.
Deuces.
Clever.